Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Mill Park. We are not employed here anymore, we don't live here anymore, but we can come and stay as the site's guests. And that's our first visit after we've left the site. So I thought, what a wonderful opportunity to show you around and take you for a walk down a memory lane. For over 5 years we used to call this beautiful place our home, and we made our mark on this site. So today it's time to have a little look how our plants are doing and tell you a few stories. If you're a sentimental type, you will love this video. Give this video a like and let's have a little walk around the site to share some memories, to share some good stories. Perhaps you've been to the park yourself and you have fond memories of the site too. Let me know in the comments if that's the case. We first visited Mill Park in November 2018 when we arrived in our old camper for a job interview for campsite assistants. And I remember it very well. The interview was very friendly, very informal. The owners were chatty, lovely, and they talked to us like if they hired us already. We had a really good feeling about this place and about the job and about the family owning and running the site. And I remember that they excused us because they kept looking for a window, and during the interview they kept checking if their hedge has arrived, because this was the day when all those trees were booked and they were due to arrive on site to be planted. And look at this hedge today. It was planted at more or less the same time as me and Marek. We also have been planted in this place. And look at this hedge, this bit by the entrance, how tall it is. And it's been cut down many times by Marek over the years. It's doing very well. So it just gives you an idea how much time we spent here and how long we've been here, how long we've been working and living in Mill Park. Towards the end of the interview, we said to the owners, thank you very much for your time, thank you for having us, and we will be back. We will be back either as your staff or as your guests. And look at us, a few years later, we've done both. And I have a feeling we will keep coming back to Mill Park because it's a very special place for us. Our first working day was 1st of February 2019, and this was the time when those fully serviced hard standing pitches were built, and our first job was rolling turf and laying turf between hard standings on top field. You may find it hard to believe, but back then Mill Park had fewer than 10 people working on it, and we were the only staff. So the team consisted of the family who runs and owns the site and us, and the two of us. So we felt very privileged and we felt very happy that we've been invited and accepted into the Mill Park family, and we were treated as family members, which for us meant a lot. So I remember very well that we had difficulties with keeping up with the family members. We were the youngest, but we were not that fit back then. And I remember I was a bit worried because everyone was running with those heavy rolls of grass and we couldn't keep up with them. And about 9 o'clock, the owner of the site came with 2 flasks of coffee, and she said, oh, I'm not sure if you take sugar or not, so I brought both. I made 1 flask with sugar and 1 without, and here are the biscuits. So after about 2 hours of working, we had our first coffee break with a choice of coffee and biscuits. And we thought, we will be all right here. Today the grass is very strong and established, and so is the grass at the back of the pitches. I remember when this one was seeded, this whole area, we were standing by the window of the office there, and everyone was peeping through the window every day and admiring our grass and looking for the first signs of growth in this huge area. And look at this grass today. For many weeks that spring, whoever was standing on the other side of this window in the office was really excited about the grass, and we've been comparing notes, and everyone was shouting, "Oh, look over there by the window, it's growing." And we were watching this area getting greener and greener. And once we finished with grass on top field, that was it for the hard standing pitches, and the team moved to the lake field to build hard standing pitches there with full service, and this was hard work. It was a great idea because those hard standing pitches are in use all year round. They have full service, and digging trenches to connect electricity, water and drainage was really hard work. It also involved removing some old roots, digging out old trees which were in the way, of course laying turf again, using type 1 on hard standing pitches, using whacking plates to beat it in place, to flatten it, to whack it. Yeah, a lot of hard work, which was done in spring 2019. This was one of our first jobs we were helping with, and these pitches are in use all the time, cherished by our guests. Yes, I will still say our guests, because I spent enough time working in the mud and shoveling soil and type 1 to call all these people using the pitches today our guests. And a few years later, those planters were planted here to prevent driving and parking on grass, and it was me and Marek who planted those shrubs. They were tiny, and I remember watering them very early on to keep them alive. And look at them today. We planted 60 of them, and we haven't lost a single plant, and we are very proud of them. That's another lovely little project we completed here with our colleague, our team of 3. I think it was last spring, not this year. It was spring 2023 when we looked at Cocoon, which was empty, it wasn't in use, it was a bit sad, it needed a bit of TLC. So we talked to the campsite owner and said, you know, we believe this is a dry structure which could be used and cherished by Mill Park guests, so could we do some work on it and bring it back to life? And that's what we did. We thought it would be a one-day job. It took us a week. We love this tiny hut overlooking the lake. It's perfect for everyone who likes fishing, perfect for 1 or 2 people with a doggy, and we are very proud of the stag and the fact that we gave it another lease of life, and it's in use to this day. Over the years we've had a love-hate relationship with the Beltons because it was me and Marek and our colleague in charge of them. We were responsible for pitching them up, cleaning them and taking them down before winter. So once they are up, they are very beautiful and romantic and they look lovely, but trust me, you wouldn't like to pitch them up or take them down before winter. We are approaching the bottom shower block, and of course I have memories with this place as well, and it's quite funny to think, quite interesting and quite entertaining to think that only in our last year of working here, after all those years of being at Mill Park, we finally cleaned the windows of this building, inside and outside, and for the first time in many years the beautiful bottom shower block windows are clean. And let's hope that new staff will carry on with this work, because this building is a bit older, those bathrooms are a bit older, but they have a lot of natural light, they have many roof windows, they have many skylights, and the building is really nice and bright. And actually I prefer this shower block to the top shower block because of the natural light, and I like the fact that when you are taking a shower, if you look up, you will see the trees. I bet that many people walking around the lake admire the beautiful wall supporting the road and stand on top of it to take in the view and take photos of the lake. But most of them have no idea that until autumn 2019, in exactly this spot used to grow a beautiful oak which was a few hundred years old. It was massive and absolutely beautiful, and whenever I came to work here in the bottom shower block, I just had to stop each time and look at this amazing tree and admire it for a minute. And it was very sad when one morning we came to work to find the oak in the lake. The tree just collapsed. It slided into the lake one night, and this wall had to be built, and a lot of work was involved to support the road because the tree was holding the road in place, let's say. When the tree moved, it dragged a lot of soil behind it. So that's the story of this viewpoint and this beautiful wall we have today. Luckily, we are not short of oak trees, and we have at least one very old oak in Mill Park, which is on the other side of the road. So make sure you pay attention, because probably this is the second oldest tree in the whole park. By now you may be thinking that we were the perfect employees, very committed, taking pride in their work. Yes, yeah, we were, absolutely, absolutely. But I have a confession to make, and it happened on the bottom field. I think it was just one time when we've had this moment of weakness with Marek, and we were completely fed up with working in the mud, in cold conditions, with boots which were completely soaked, and work seemed to have no end. And I can't remember the excuse, but I remember once we literally ran away from bottom field and left the rest of the team to do work themselves because we were completely fed up. So would you like to hear what broke our spirits once? By the time we got to the bottom field with the project and the ambition to build hard standing pitches, I think we started to feel a bit tired and demotivated, and we still had all this area at the back of the pitches which was ploughed. The soil was ploughed by the tractors, and the job was to break the big bits of soil into smooth surface to seed the grass. And this was the only time when we gave up. We were not the only ones working on it. All the men were working with the rakes, breaking those big chunks of wet soil. I think I was the only woman doing it here. Can't remember if other ladies of the family helped. Anyway, we've done this for a bit, and we came up with an excuse and we left, because honestly it was so demotivating. It felt like we could equally do it with a fork, you know. We were doing it with rakes, by hand. It was taking ages, absolute ages. And that was our breaking point. However, a few days later, Marek made it up for us, because he personally seeded all the grass at the back of bottom field touring pitches using a dispenser, like a little tool. It was like a little trolley with grass seed, which he dragged back and forth for many hours, sweating, seeding all this grass. It was a really difficult task and really hard work, because the soil was still uneven, and Mark had to do many rounds to cover the whole area. The tool was small, the reach was very limited, so it probably took him half a day, but he was ambitious and he wanted to finish the job, and he did. So remember this, when you camp on bottom field, or if you use the touring pitches, hard standing pitches on bottom field, look at the grass at the back of the pitches. This is Marek's mostly Marek's work. I haven't really helped much with this task. Yeah, so this is our skeleton in the closet. This is our embarrassing story. Let's finish our walk near pitch number 1 on bottom field, because this area is our rewilding area at the moment. There is an oak, which, wow, that has grown this year. This is an oak growing in a funny way. It's easy to miss a real gem. This is work in progress. This area is work in progress. So as you can see, the bank, oh, I haven't seen this. That's something new. This bank is new. When have they done this? Anyway, don't miss the waterfall. Hopefully, with time, this area will be looked after and the waterfall will be more exposed, but it is here. And look, there is a tiny bench, so you can sit here and enjoy the music of water. It's there. It is slightly overgrown, but you can still see it and you can still hear it. Talking about all these things and memories and events of the past made me realize that it will take me many years to stop talking about this site as our site, to stop calling the guests of Mill Park our guests. Old habits die hard. But I'm so happy that this is a place which is open to everyone, and it's a public place and we can still come and visit whenever we want. So luckily we will carry on living in Southwest. We won't be very far from here, and it's a joy to see the park being at its best really in summer months, being so beautiful. And I'm sure we will keep coming back here because we've made many friends here, and we have a very strong connection with this place. Yeah, so that's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed my little tour, my little guided tour around Mill Park. Please share your stories and your impressions of this place, and who knows, maybe we will meet here one day, like I met many people before. Over the years we've made many fantastic friends on these grounds. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is free. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.